Hello? Hello.
These are our students.
Yeah, I guessed.
Most of them are involved in various organizations, student bureaus, and they, of course, would like to ask some questions.
Just don't ask very difficult ones. You understand better than I the importance of collaboration in a complex, science-intensive field like space. Every millimeter is full of ideas and advanced technologies. Russia, like the Soviet Union in its time, has actively begun to cooperate with partners. And until recently, we have been working with the Europeans. You said that this work had been suspended, but you didn't say on whose initiative. It was not stopped on our initiative. It was stopped on the initiative of the Europeans. By the way, we continue to cooperate with the Americans in space. In spite of everything, everything continues, but the Europeans decided to stop it. But that is their decision. But how important is it for us and for our partners? Do you know what they are saying? Despite the fact that our European partners have stopped cooperation with us, practically reduced it to zero, Russian equipment is still working in their stations, in their facilities, including, I think, for the study of Mars, and so... Despite the fact that our European partners have stopped cooperation with us, practically reduced it to zero, Russian equipment is still working in their stations, in their facilities, including, I think, for the study of Mars and so on. What we have done, or what we have done together, is still working there. So it is important for them as well. They have stopped the cooperation, but they have withdrawn the equipment, and the equipment is still working. As for the cooperation with other countries, with the United States, I have already said that it continues, and Roscosmos is in contact with NASA. We had the first docking of Soyuz 19 and Apollo in 1975. Since then, the cooperation began, which led to the creation of the International Space Station. This work continues. We are in contact with NASA. Exactly 30 years later, in 1975, Apollo and Soyuz 19 docked just above Elba. Since then, the International Space Station has been established and has been working. Now there are ideas about how it should finish its work, what we should do next. But the work will certainly continue, including with new partners. We have big, interesting, good, and great plans with the People's Republic of China. In general, with the BRICS countries as a whole, India, South Africa, Brazil. This cooperation has not stopped and cannot stop, because so many countries are interested in it. Moreover, we have been and remain leaders in many areas, which means that we are of interest. I am sure it will be. There's a man living in the United States who is, you might say, mad about Mars. Such people are not often born. They are charged with some new ideas. Even if it seems unbelievable today, such ideas are often realized after a while. Just as the ideas of the same Korolev, Soviet rocket engineer and spacecraft designer, our pioneers in space, were realized in their time. Some of their plans seemed unbelievable, but they were eventually realized. Our task is to provide energy for future objects, including those that humanity wants to realize in relation to Mars. But in general, of course, it is a great, interesting task. It will attract more and more supporters. We also have certain plans to explore deep space, the Moon and Mars. Let me remind you that we were once the first to land on a planet where the temperature is 400 to 500 degrees. But it has been done, which seems incredible. Many projects are being realized, and I believe that this one will also be realized. There was a song in Soviet times very popular, and on Mars there will be apple trees in bloom. I don't know about apple trees, but in general this is something that humanity will certainly strive for. And it is great that you are thinking about it now, planning your participation. We are now going to talk about the development plans of Roscosmos. our space activities. We will also talk about space, on support for the development of plasma propulsion projects, Russian. When we talk about deep space, one of the things that makes us attractive to our potential partners is that we have developments in this area. This fuel runs out dozens of times faster than thermal devices, power plants, and all sorts of other electric motors. This is very promising, both from the point of view of travel and from the point of view of moving objects and from the point of view of energy sources for the implementing technical projects related to deep space. It is one of the most promising areas. It is almost impossible to explore deep space without it, and that is our competitive advantage. On introduction of student-initiated projects to Russian orbital station, Russian. Not that it is possible, it is necessary, but of course student-initiated projects, should be competitive. They should preferably be one step ahead. There are design bureaus. I think they are established in more than 70 constituent entities of the Federation and in more than 200 universities. There are over 600 of these bureaus, and you can propose your own developments and ideas to these bureaus, but, of course, they must be competitive.
What are our prospects for the development and implementation of quantum technologies? What is needed? What steps should we take to maintain technological leadership?
You can see what steps need to be taken, and how much is needed is obvious. Now the rector has said it, now you have said it. Of course, we started this research a long time ago, and we are now applying the results. We are now applying them in many areas. So I think that the advantages that quantum technologies undoubtedly offer, just like artificial intelligence, we should use them much more widely to achieve final results in technological development. And that's absolutely what we're going to do. There's no doubt about it.
Спасибо вам большое за